Okay, so let's do one more example of finding the power. So I'm hoping you looked over the temperature, the water temperature problem, and what we're looking at is, okay, I have it set up. Our average mu is equal to 150. Our alternative is mu greater than 150 degrees. As long as it is at least 150 degrees, all that waste, everything's okay. So we're allowed to distribute that. Okay, so it has to be greater than 150. I have our sigma, 10 divided by square root of 50. I have 1.414 as our sigma, so that's our standard deviation. So we think the actual average is 153. So we know, okay, if we are at 153, hey, if that's where the temperature has to be, okay, what's the chance that we're going to reject? If we take samples, what's the probability of us rejecting it if it really is not 150? Okay, so if the actual average should be 153. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw my curve so we can find where alpha, we are at point, where are we at? 0.05 again for our alpha level. And I want to know what temperature is going to make us reject from that point. So let me draw my curve. Okay, so I have my 150 in the middle. Since it's greater than our alpha, 0.05 is going to be in the right tail this time. That's going to be important, especially when we do the inverse norm. Okay, so we want to find out that little line there separating our alpha, what we reject, and our fail to reject area. What is that temperature? So how far above 150 do we have to be to say that we are going to reject? So if I do my inverse norm, I'm going to go up here, inverse norm. Now, I'm going to do it since we have 0.05 in the right tail. That means the percentile, everything below it, is 0.95. That's the area. So the older calculators, if you can't switch left, right tail, you have to look at it as a going down below. I'm going to say 0.95. The average is 150. And 1.414 is our standard deviation. So 0.95, 150. Sorry, it's a little sloppy. 1.414 is our standard deviation. That should give us a value. I have it as 152.326. So any temperature above 152.326, that's going to lead us to reject the null. Okay, so anything above that value. Now, what the actual value we believe it would be is 153. Okay, so if it's 153, what's the chance that we're going to reject if it is actually the null is actually false, not equal to 150? So if I redraw mine, think where the 153 would be. The 153 would be all the way over here. So if I'm actually drawing this, I have to shift this curve all the way over to the right. Now I'm actually going to make it. I'm going to erase this, make it a little easier to see and demonstrate here. Okay, so I drew it over to the right more so I can shift it over because the 153 should be our center, and that should be over here. We have 150, 152.326, 153 be over here somewhere. So if I were to redraw this, there's our center of 153, and that 152.326, if I just keep bringing that down, here's our beta. This time our beta is to the left. Our beta is the opposite of the alpha. That area is getting a little smaller there. Okay, so now we have our beta to the left-hand side. We have all this area where that would be where the alpha is, but we don't know what that is because the 150 is no longer true. So we have to calculate the beta. So this is going to be normal CDF. This time, that 152.326, the value that we found, that's our upper limit. We're looking for everything from that value down. So if I'm doing this, normal CDF, and I have an obnoxiously small number, I'm doing negative 999. We have our 152.326. Our 153 is the average. And our standard deviation, 1.414. And that's going to give us a beta of 0.3168. So that's the area over here, 0.3168. Okay, we're going to subtract that. This is the reject area over here. That's our alpha side. So if I do 1 minus, we're going to have a 0.6832. So just over 68%, 68.32% would be our power. If our actual mean is 153, there's a 68% chance that we're going to reject the null because the null is false. We're getting the correct answer. Okay, so there's another calculation, seeing this example one more time. Okay, guys, and this is, I'm sorry, I know this isn't the best situation, but this is how the videos are going to be unless we get back into the school where I can make them a little more formally. I hope this was okay. Please use the discussion board to post any questions. Go through the questions in the, I believe it should be the Modeling the World book, out chapter 21, and ask questions if you have them.